A day after a deadly stampede during a religious event in Uttar Pradesh's Hathras district, the death toll has now risen to 121. An investigation is underway to determine accountability for the loss of lives. Now, the religious gathering was conducted by a preacher known as Bhole Baba, who is now missing from his residence in Mainpuri. There is suspicion of a secret tunnel in his residence. The preacher has not been found in the search operation by the administrative team. Police raids are being conducted in 8 different places in the region. The arrangements at the venue were reportedly made and overseen by the preacher's security team and volunteers. The FIR names one Dev Prakash Madhukar and other organizers. As per sources, the preacher's name may be added to the FIR soon. The police may also register another FIR naming him. Inadequate preparation for the event by the team as well as by district administration is believed to be the main reason for the stampede and chaos and the resulting deaths. According to sources, the permit was granted for about 80,000 followers, but the number of people who actually were at the event is estimated to be somewhere between 200 and 250,000. As per the local intelligence unit, also, they did not have any information about such an influx. No concrete information about the preacher has emerged, but it is said that his alias is Narayan Sakar Hari. His real name is Suraj Pal. He is originally from Hathras, neighboring Eta district. The preacher, he is commonly known as Bhole Baba, claims in his sermons that he used to work in Intelligence Bureau earlier. Before he joined what he refers to as spirituality, he claims that he left the job in 1990. However, a few reports say he was fired from the job due to his misdeeds. Now, the preacher has a presence in all the districts of Western Uttar Pradesh, where his sermons and congregations have been taking place frequently. He also has a large number of followers in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. All right, joining us live now, we're once again joined by Dharamjot Kaur, who's been at the location since the early morning. And Dharam, of course, you've been at Hathras and you've been, tracking all the developments that have been coming in. As of now, I see you standing in front of this empty ground. Can you tell us exactly where you are? I see some slippers behind you as well. If you can give us a roundup of what exactly happened here as you have been tracking the events since morning.
Well, Shivan, where I'm standing is the exact place where the entire tragedy unfolded in late afternoon yesterday. Behind me is the ground where, towards the end of the gathering, people were seen running towards in this direction. And it is exactly here where you could also see the yellow tape that has been put in by police authorities. Behind me, forensic experts are still carrying out their, initial investigation. They're collecting all samples and evidence that they can find at this spot right now. This is where majority number of casualties unfortunately took place yesterday. 121 deaths so far, most of them women, some children in the death toll as well. So this is exactly where it happened. But to give you a little context, Shivan, across the road, about 300 or 350 meters from where I'm standing, was where the tent and the entire logistical arrangements were made for the religious gathering. So once the entire event was almost over and the preacher in question was heading out, that is when, a large part of the crowd ran in this direction behind the preacher, and that is when this entire tragedy unfolded. So the area itself, by and large, there was plenty of area for people to gather, even though, as we're hearing now in terms of, the details coming out of the FIR, that the police officials and local administration was not made aware of the real footfall that is expected. So a lot that went wrong on that front in terms of, the kind of arrangements that were made by the preacher's team, which is now, of course, being questioned, and it's also being investigated further. So from what we know so far, like you pointed out, the arrangement was only supposed to be for about 75,000 to 80,000 people. But the footfall was almost 3 times that number. We had more than 200,000 people showing up here yesterday. And how people, gushed out of the entire place towards, from the exit towards this direction, given how this is, flat land, There's no concrete road over here, so of course the entire downhill slope, a lot of factors adding to why the stampede also took place. So investigation, yes, is on, Shivan, at the moment. They're trying to pinpoint in terms of who and how many people are responsible for the tragedy and why did it happen in the first place.
Dharam, very quickly, I just wanted to understand from you, when you came here in the morning, did you still find some part of the installments in place, like the tents or whatever would have been the structure that they would have erected yesterday for that entire proceeding, or was it already taken off as some sort of a cleanup act? Would you consider that as a factor here?
Well, not really, Shivan. As you know, we were also speaking earlier in the morning.
Yeah.
The structure for the tents were in place, and they still are, in fact, on the other side of the road. So that is very much in place. The stage also, where the preacher, addressed his entire audience and his devotees from, that is also in place at the moment. So all the police that has been here since yesterday, they have been taking cognizance of all the facilities that were created, where were they lacking. Of course, now that it's been pouring since last night, and even right now it's still raining periodically, it might be a little difficult for the forensic team to get all the evidence that they need, given how adverse weather conditions are slowing down the investigation.
Yes.
But as far as the logistical arrangements are concerned, they are still very much in place, Shivan. So that per se should not be a problem. The problem, as per the police officials, is that they were not given the clear picture in terms of the anticipated footfall, and that is what police and authorities are saying led to the cause of confusion and led to the entire stampede. Because given that they were told 70 to 80,000 people would be present,
yes,
local authorities also made personnel arrangements according to that figure. But we saw, that as reports have pointed out, that is not the case. That is not how it transpired yesterday.
All right, Dharam, we'll let you go for now. Of course, you've been out there since the morning. We will be tracking this story closely with you on ground. That was Dharamjot Kaur, who's joining us from Hathras, as she's there at the location where the entire stampede took place. As of now, the death toll stands at 121 and it is still mounting.